Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Harith Hakimi. For today, I will talk about the speech about myth or reality. We use only 10% of our brain. I'm glad to welcome you all to this educational speech on the brain and the misconception that just 10% of it is being used. It is our obligation to learn and comprehend as much as we can about the activities and capacities of the brain. In this informative speech, I will explain exactly how to dispel the notion that humans use only 10% of their brain. The speech is attempt to disprove the myth that the brain has considerable amount of unused potential waiting to be unlocked by educating the audience about the function of the different brain regions and how they are all currently used. So that as a base intro, we will never unlock any kind of superpower. Does human really use only 10% of their brain, which is completely false? Where the myth come from? Back to the early 1900 when a psychologist William James made a statement in a speech where he said we are making use of only a small part of our mental and physical resources, which is most of the people misjudge the statement and it is completely false that we use only 10% of our brain. What exactly is the human brain? Human brain is a complex and a sophisticated organ. It is also consists of approximately 100 billion of neurons, and the brain is divided into different regions that specialize in various functions, which is you have a function for emotion, movement, and also the organ to use to work for. I will show you the evidence which is to show that we use more than 10% of our brain. The first evidence is brain imaging technology. So what is brain imaging technology? It is used to visualize the structure of the function and the activity of the brain and refer to some passive method for observing the connection and the structure. This method can be applied to the research operation and activities of the brain. Brain imaging techniques are enable researchers and medical practitioners to examine the brain without invasive method like surgery. There are several types of brain imaging technology, which is the first one is functional magnetic resonance imaging, which is MRI. The next one is positron emission tomography, which is PET. What is MRI? MRI is a functional magnetic resonance imaging. It's a brain imaging technique that measures change in blood flow in areas of the brain that are activated when a person performs a task or experience a sensation. MRI provide information about brain function and it is useful for studying cognitive process such as attention, memory, and emotion. MRI studies that have clearly demonstrated that we use far more than 10% of our brain. In fact, even a simple task like reading or listening music activate many different brain regions. For an example, researcher at University of California, Berkeley, showed that a reading sentence activate multiple brain regions, including the visual cortex, language area, and regions related to working and memory attention. And the next one is MRI. MRI studies also show that different brain regions are involved in different aspects of cognitive process. For example, a study published in Nature Neuroscience found that in a working memory task, the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex was responsible for maintaining information in memory, while the ventral prefrontal cortex was responsible for updating and processing that information, which is really show that certain brain region in our brain have their own function, which is this region may be used for storing information and this region are storing for updating the information. What is the next evidence? The next evidence is neuroscience research. Neuroscience research play a significant role in a brain research. It provides us with a comprehensive understanding of how the brain works and how it is influences of our behavior, investigating the complex and biological mechanism underlying the development, organization, and function of the nervous system. This includes studying the molecular, cellular, and circuit level processes that govern the brain activity. So what the neuroscience research have been found to prove that we use more than 10% of our brain. Neuroscience research has consistently shown that the myth that humans use only 10% of our brain is completely false. Even without the use of the brain imaging system, this idea has been truly debunked by multiple studies, and it is widely recognized among scientists and researchers. So studies have shown that different regions of the brain are involved in different functions, such as memory, perception, emotion, and movement. For example, damage to specific areas of the brain can result in deficit in specific cognitive or behavioral functions, indicating that those areas are actively involved in carrying out those functions. As an example, if a person have a go through a accident and maybe certain part of their brain have a damage, which is maybe the emotion part of region, maybe he will tend to have a more emotion problems and psychologist problem. So moreover, neuroscience research has shown that the brain is a highly adaptive organ with the ability to change and reorganize in response to experience. This phenomenon, known as neuroplasticity, and it has been extensively studied and demonstrated, suggesting that the brain is constantly using all of its available resources to carry out this function. So also for the example for this point is, let's say today you don't have any information about maybe a new chapter or new subtopic, and the next day you go to school or class, you will get some new information, you will update new studies and also information. The brain will adapt through experience. So your brain will update and storing all the new information in certain part region in the brains. So as for conclusion, the myth that humans use only 10% of their brain has been widely perpetuated throughout the popular culture, but has been repeatedly debunked by scientific research in neuroscience. Moreover, neuroscience research has shown that the brain is a highly adaptive organ and constantly changing and reorganizing in response to experience. The myth of 10% brain usage has persisted for various reasons, including a lack understanding about the complexity of the brain and the limitation of early brain imaging technologies. However, modern neuroscience research has conclusively shown that the brain is a highly active and a dynamic organ that capable of multitasking, consuming a significant amount of energy and adapting to a new experience. Ultimately, the myth of 10% brain usage is important not only for understanding the complexity and the capabilities of the human brain, but also for developing a new treatment and intervention to the nature. So by recognizing the true nature of the brain, its vast capabilities, so we can continue to make progress in understanding and improving our brain function for individual across the lifespan. Thank you.